All right, let's do a deep dive into one of the most clever and honestly terrifying attacks out there right now, SIM hijacking. And I want to be clear, this isn't some virus you can just run a scan for. No, this is a whole other level. It's an exploit that takes the very systems we count on for our security and turns them against us. It weaponizes your phone number, turning it into the master key for a criminal to unlock your entire life.
So, picture this. You're just looking at your phone, and suddenly, the signal bars just vanish. Gone. It says SOS only. You probably just think, ugh, bad reception, right? A glitch. But here's the chilling reality. Miles away, a complete stranger just slid a new SIM card into a burner phone, and now every single text from your bank, every password reset code you were expecting, it's all going straight to them. This isn't a glitch, it's a hijacking.
And that really gets to the core paradox of all this, doesn't it? I mean, think about your phone number. It's just a way for people to contact you, right? Wrong. That number, the one we give out so freely, the one we use to prove we are who we say we are, that is the exact tool these predators use to authorize a complete and total heist of our digital lives.
So, here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start with the master key paradox, then the displacement trap. After that, we'll get into the Number Siphon System itself, the compliance heuristic that makes it work, the authenticator shield to protect you, and finally, why your number is an address, not a secret.
Okay, first up, the master key paradox. This is all about how your security literally becomes their weapon. We're going to explore how that whole idea of authentication, proving you are who you say you are, gets completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, the key concept to grasp here is something called administrative engineering. This is so important. The core of this attack isn't hacking in the traditional sense. These scammers aren't breaking firewalls. They're manipulating the human operating system. They're exploiting customer service policies, an employee's natural desire to be helpful, and turning a company's own rules into the weapon. It's not about code, it's about confidence.
And this brings us to what I call the two-factor authentication fallacy. We've all been trained to believe that a text message with a code is our shield, right? Well, in this attack, that text message is the bullseye. That 6-digit code isn't protecting you. It's the final key the thief is waiting for to unlock and completely drain your accounts. The paradox says, the more you lean on your phone number for security, the more vulnerable you actually become.
So, that brings us to the real-world consequences, the displacement trap. This is where we talk about what happens when losing your signal means losing literally everything. This isn't some theoretical what-if, it's a massive systemic vulnerability, and it all kicks off the second those signal bars on your phone just vanish.
Security experts have a name for this, the technological displacement trap. It sounds complex, but it's actually pretty simple. We, as a society, have outsourced our identity verification to retail employees at cell phone stores. Think about that. We've created a single catastrophic point of failure. Your entire digital fortress, everything you own, now rests on the decision of a single support agent, and that drops your security resistance all the way down to zero.
And the damage, my God, it happens with terrifying speed. Once the attacker has your number, the extraction starts. They're going after your bank, your crypto, your investments. So let's say this is your starting balance.
Just minutes later, while you're probably just rebooting your phone or trying to figure out what's wrong, they're initiating massive transfers, routing your money through untraceable crypto mixers. Your life savings are literally being siphoned away in real time.
And then, it's over. By the time you finally get through to your carrier and get your service back, it's too late. The seizure is total. It's complete, and it's often irreversible. The very speed of the digital world that we love for its convenience has been turned into a weapon against you.
But the harm goes so much deeper than the money. The money is devastating. But victims talk about this profound sense of violation, of absolute helplessness. Imagine being locked out of your email, your social media, your photos, your entire digital life. It's not just theft, it's a form of identity erasure. It's a trauma that makes people feel like they have literally been deleted.
So the big question is, how does this actually happen, step by step? Let's get forensic. We're going to treat this like an intelligence analyst would, profiling a digital virus. We're breaking down the entire Number Siphon system into its 4 clinical phases.
This whole operation unfolds in 4 distinct stages. First, there's credential aggregation. Then, the pretext port hook. That's followed by the authentication cascade, and it all ends with extraction and exit. It starts with spying, moves to manipulation, explodes into a full-on invasion, and ends with the thief just vanishing.
Okay, step 1, credential aggregation. This isn't about hacking your computer, it's about intelligence gathering. Scammers go on the dark web and buy these data packages called fulls. They contain everything: your name, address, social security number, maybe even the answers to your security questions. They're not looking for your passwords here. They're building what's called a mirror identity, just enough to fool a customer service rep.
And this, right here, is the pivotal moment. Step 2, the pretext port hook. Armed with your mirror identity, the scammer calls your mobile carrier. They don't use fancy code. They use a believable story. I lost my phone. I'm traveling and need service now. After they prove who they are with the data they bought, they ask for a SIM swap. This is the absolute point of no return. This is where the carrier literally transfers your digital soul to the criminal's device.
And once they have your number, what happens next is what we call the authentication cascade. And it is brutally, breathtakingly fast. At minute 0, your phone goes dark, SOS only. By minute 2, they're inside your email. By minute 4, they're resetting your bank passwords. And by minute 7, your money is already being wired out. All of this happens while you're still on hold with tech support, just trying to figure out why you lost service.
The final step is extraction and exit, or what I call the vanish trap. It's not enough to just steal your money. The scammer then methodically goes through all your accounts and changes the recovery phone numbers and emails, locking you out. So by the time you finally get your service restored, your balance is 0 and none of your passwords work anymore. See, you weren't just robbed, you were digitally replaced.
Okay, so we've seen the how, we've seen the playbook, but maybe the more important question is why. Why does this work so incredibly well? And the answer, you might be surprised to hear, isn't in the tech. It's in our psychology.
And this is the critical distinction to understand. We're not talking about hacking a network here, exploiting some line of code. We're talking about hacking the human interface. These scammers exploit bugs not in the software, but in our brains, our cognitive biases, our mental shortcuts, our instinct to trust. This attack completely bypasses firewalls because it targets the people who are supposed to be operating the security protocols.
Which leads to the central question, right? Why do our brains, and the brains of the employees trying to help us, comply so easily with this? What makes a gatekeeper just open the gate?
Well, it comes down to a cognitive bias called the compliance heuristic. Think of it like a mental shortcut, or a glitch in our brain's operating system. When someone shows up and presents our own data back to us, our name, our address, our social, our brain reflexively trusts them. It assumes, hey, if they have the keys, they must own the car. It's a shortcut that triggers an almost complete shutdown of our analytical, critical thinking.
And the scammers are absolute masters at exploiting this. They use what's called administrative pacing. They calmly and confidently walk the employee through the company's own verification checklist. They use a familiar urgent story. I lost my phone, I have a flight to catch. This keeps the employee's brain in a helpful autopilot mode. It stops them from ever hitting the brakes and asking that crucial question. Wait a second, does this feel right? The human desire to help completely overrides the security protocol.
All right, we've dissected the attack, we understand the psychology. Now for the most important part, building your defense. This is where we fight back. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being proactive and strategic. Let's talk about the Authenticator's Shield.
Your very first line of defense is what I call the signal audit. It's a simple rule. If your phone suddenly drops to SOS only or no service in a place where you know you have good reception, you must assume you are under attack. Do not write it off as a glitch. In this scenario, the motive is 100% predatory. You have to act immediately. So here is your 4-step defense protocol. These are non-negotiables. Number 1, move to hardware 2FA. Stop using text messages for security codes right now. 2, set a real PIN or passcode with your carrier, not the last 4 of your social. 3, request a port freeze on your account. And 4, create a cold recovery email. And when you call your carrier to set that port freeze, I want you to use this exact script. Tell them, I require all SIM changes to be handled in person with a government-issued ID. Please place a port freeze on my account immediately. This is your administrative defense. It creates friction. They might tell you it's inconvenient. You tell them it's mandatory. This one step makes a remote hijacking almost impossible.
Now, about that 4th step, the cold email. Here's why that's so crucial. You need a secure recovery path that has nothing to do with your phone. So you create a new, separate email account, use a secure service, give it a long, unique password you store offline, and you use this email for one thing only: recovering your most critical accounts like your primary email or your bank. This completely breaks the chain of dependency on your vulnerable phone number.
Okay, let's bring this all home. This last part is all about a fundamental shift in mindset. It's a new security mantra that changes how you think about your place in the digital world.
If you remember one thing from this entire breakdown, let it be this. Your phone number is an address, not a secret. Let me say that again. It's an address, not a secret. It's not a key to a safe. It's like your home address, public information that tells people where to find you. Real security doesn't use a public address as a key. It uses a physical key that only you hold.
So, this right here becomes your new mantra. It's simple. I don't trust SMS for security. I use hardware keys. I silo my recovery. And I lock my SIM. This is how you take back control.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. This entire attack works because it exploits something we mistake for a strength. But now you know better. You know your phone number is just an address. So the question becomes, what other master keys in your life have you mistaken for a lock, and what are you going to do about it?